The economy was the biggest issue that took them to the polls, that sent them to vote.
So as the day begins on Wall Street, we want to turn to our senior business correspondent, Christine Romans. Christine, okay, the market's open. The bell was ringing. You had predictions that it was going to be really high. And what is it?
Savannah went down. The stock market went up. That's what's happening right now. A big rally in the stock market. 1,200 points on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's we're looking at record highs in all these major averages. That's a big move. And when you look at smaller cap stocks, they're even doing better than that because the idea here is that second Trump administration would wipe away an awful lot of regulations that cost small business money. So that's what the going thinking is here this morning on that.
Also, perhaps corporate tax cuts.
And tax cuts. That's one of the reasons why you're going to see the banks go up here. You're seeing Tesla. That's Elon Musk, Donald Trump's good friend. His company is soaring today about 13%. The idea that Donald Trump is not a friend of subsidies and investments in green energy. So if he undoes that, that's actually good for the big player that is Elon Musk.
When a lot of people went to the polls, the economy was on their mind.
Right.
You've sat in this chair so many times and talked about the price of eggs. There are not enough chips in the bag, all the things.
Yeah.
How much was that playing, do you think, in voters' minds?
It was top of mind. And what's so interesting to me is that has people feeling so negative about the economy. I mean, 45% of people said things are worse off today than 4 years ago. That number is the biggest share of worse off that we've seen in 5 elections, even worse than the Great Recession. In the Great Recession, you actually had businesses closing. You had foreclosures in your neighborhood. You had a stock market that was tanking. You had a real recession. We're not in a recession.
So is that perception? Is that just how people are feeling?
It shows you that inflation was biting. 75% of people said that inflation was a hardship for their family. That's even though recently that blue line is wages.
Yeah.
Wages are doing better than inflation. So the reality is more recently things have been improving. But America's psyche is at the beginning of that chart when they have 9% inflation and it's been so dangerous to them. So I do think that this was, in hindsight, now in the light of the morning after, this was Donald Trump's election to lose on the economy. I mean, you look at the big shift in the Latino vote, Latino men concerned about the economy. We lived through a terrible pandemic, and it's as if the American psyche wants to go back to the prices and wants to go back to 2019. That was with people, I think, in the election. Now, I'll say something about the stock market rally here today. Sometimes you can have exaggerations on the morning after. This is a very big move, but we're seeing moves in a lot of different things. And a reminder, that's record highs in the stock market under the first Donald Trump administration, more record highs under Joe Biden. And this morning, the feeling, at least on Wall Street right now, they're not talking about trade wars yet. Donald Trump's tariff, he calls himself tariff man. That could come down the road, but at least for now, cutting regulations, cutting taxes, that's what the focus is on Wall Street this morning.
Got it. All right, Christine,
Nice
thank you. Thank you. You too.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.